Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Seen and Heard. I'm Madeline Rosene, and today I'm here with artist, producer, songwriter, resident goth, and serial killer enthusiast, Patrick Windsor. Hello, Patrick.
Hi. Thanks
Hi.
for having me.
And first of all, I just want to say thank you, because you aren't one of those people who's like, can you send me the questions beforehand? Because you trusted me, didn't you?
I trust you implicitly.
Yeah, I knew it. You know I'm a
Yeah.
professional.
Yeah, obviously.
You know I trained for this.
How hard could this be?
It's not. It's not. Especially when I have people like you on here who I'm friends with and I've known for so long and have so much gratitude for you and have so much to thank you for because we've worked on so many cool projects together.
We have. Thank you.
You've produced some incredible songs for me, so thank you for that. Just so you know, Patrick produced Heart on Fire. You produced Words.
Mm-hmm.
You've produced some killer tracks for me. And also we have one coming out called 11 Algorithms.
Yeah.
Which I'm super stoked about.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. I think I'm the most proud of that one.
Can you tell us a little bit about your career? Some like moments that you've been proud of?
Sure. So I currently have a band called Blackmail House. It's kind of a 60s power pop thing. I played in a band called Tubring, which was kind of an experimental rock band from Chicago that toured all over the country and worked with, there's a Grammy-nominated sax player named Mindy Aber that I wrote a song with. And I've done a bunch of guitar software plugins for Impact Soundworks.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So I would love to just start talking about your story. And, you know, you're from the Midwest like me, and how you fell in love with music and your journey to kind of get you to Los Angeles and how that happened.
Sure. So, weirdly enough, it actually started here as born in LA, born in Santa Monica. And moved around a lot when I was growing up. My dad got transferred a lot. Eventually, we left LA in probably 89 and went to Indiana, lived there for a while, and then to Chicago in about 94. And then that was when I started playing music, and it was the mid-90s. So I played saxophone in school and then had my dad's guitar that was actually from Santa Monica that had traveled around the country and came back to Chicago with us until I finally picked it up. And it was mid-90s, so I was playing Nirvana and Green Day and all the other grunge bands on a Takamine classical nylon string guitar.
Love it.
Because that's what I had. But that was kind of like the formation of my music, I guess, was concert band and jazz band with playing saxophone and then also doing playing in rock bands and learning basically the 90s alternative music that was happening at that time.
So your parents are musical?
A little bit, yeah. My mom always played piano. In fact, she would back me up on like the solo and ensemble competitions. She would play piano. It was pretty adorable. And then my dad was just a kind of a passive guitar player, nothing serious, just playing around at home. So that was always around. And his dad was actually a singer who would perform here in LA, actually, sometimes.
Like what kind of music?
Just probably mainly like show tunes.
Whoa,
and
okay.
Not like, I wouldn't say very publicly.
My grandpa was in a barbershop quartet. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. He was also an actor around LA and had a few bit parts.
Huh, that's pretty spunky.
In some movies, yeah. Then that kind of started the two sides of rock and roll, and then also kind of concert band and jazz and classical all at the same time.
Nice.
So when I was like in junior high, I was like writing for concert bands and stuff while also playing in rock bands.
Incredible. So, I mean, you're really good at arranging music, composing music. I mean, some of the arrangements you've made for me and just composing like with the strings and obviously the horn section, it's just so impressive. And
thank you.
So you've been doing that obviously for a really long time. So it just comes really naturally to you?
Yeah, I wrote a concert band piece when I was 13.
Wow.
So I've kind of been doing that ever since. And then when I went to college, I did all of your music theory courses and ear training and all of that. So that kind of helped put the arranging together. And just the background of playing in concert band and learning what each of the instruments are, knowing what keys they're in, all of that really kind of helped push that forward, I guess.
So you have a music degree in computer music.
I do.
And new media technology.
That is true.
From DeKalb Northern Illinois University.
There we go. Yeah.
DeKalb.
That's right. Northern Illinois University in DeKalb, Illinois.
So what is computer music?
So it's actually a composition degree.
Okay.
So it's not like it's basically making pieces of music from sound.
Whoa.
So any kind of sound. So probably the most famous would be like John Cage and that kind of thing. But it's the kind of stuff that's cool to talk about but not listen to.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to like think what that would be. Is it like, is there also like atmospheric kind of what are those called? Where it's just sort of what is that word? Oh fuck!
It's a lot of found sounds, like recordings of anything. I one project I did was using convolution to like make like monster sounds. So like taking sounds of gorillas and convolving them with like a sugar glider or some other weird animals to make weird animal sounds that didn't exist. Like that was one project that I did.
That's wild.
So yeah, it's a lot of that kind of stuff.
I love it.
So it's like part sound design, part composition. Yeah.
Cool. So, all right. I think this kind of leads into a conversation maybe about AI and what AI is doing too. I mean, so what year did you get that degree?
I graduated in 2007.
So, I mean, obviously EDM was already a big thing. Electronic music has been a thing forever. I mean, with synths and everything. But, computer music is a lot of people don't realize that synths were like a thing before computers, right?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So I feel like, computer music is totally different than that.
Yeah. I mean, it all is together. This particular thing, it was never about music in that sense. It wasn't necessarily about synths or making that kind of thing. It was really making pieces of music based on different sounds. Right. So a little different vibe there. But I also, at the same time, was basically making like goth industrial music that was all synth based. So
right. That's cool.
Was doing all of that at the same time. So kind of like put together, being able to use weird sounds and things and kind of sound design combined with other music too.
Love it. So what do you think AI is going to do to the music industry? And do you feel like I feel when my friends will send me some AI generated piece of music from an app and they're like, look what AI just made. It's this great little fruity EDM song and it's, I don't know, it made it in 3 seconds. And what do you think? And I just want to be like, I hate it. It's terrible. Do you get angry about that stuff?
Yeah. Yes. I think the part where I feel more I guess angry or annoyed is the threat of AI generated music for like sync for shit that we don't care about. Oh, yeah. So like for every like Discovery Channel show or whatever that has some bullshit music in the background, like using AI to generate that is probably more upsetting to me than the idea of creating art that connects with people, because I think that especially these days so much about our love for music also comes with the story behind it, and we seem to care deeply about who is making the art, the narrative behind it, how did it come to be, who is this person. I think there's more to it than the art itself.
Yes.
So that I think makes it AI less of a threat, but I think for music and art in general that we don't care about is like, which is kind of the shit that gets us paid. Money. Is like is the scarier thing. So I think that if you give big corporations the opportunity to not pay for something and use a robot instead, they will choose it
every day,
1,000 times out of 1,000, every single time.
Yeah. And what about you with sync placements? Have you Have you explored that a lot?
A little bit. You know, I've had some stuff here and there in various little movies here and there. I had a song in a Shudder movie and some other stuff, but yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, sync is one of the biggest ways to get paid, but also performances. So you've been performing for a really long time then, since you were...
Yeah, since I was a kid.
12,
since I was probably
like
12 or so, 12 or 13,
Amazing.
yeah.
I got to say, I love watching Blackmail House, your band, perform.
Thank
and
you.
I know your wife, Alex Windsor, is also in the band, bass player.
Correct.
And yeah, you guys have such good energy on stage. Obviously, I love your songs.
Thank you.
How would you describe Blackmail House music?
I usually say it's like 60s power pop, but with a little spookier vibe.
Yes.
So kind of like Addams Family meets the Beach Boys.
Oh, I love
Yeah,
that.
kind of
That's-
60s or 70s.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a great description.
Thanks.
It's so different. It's niche, but you know what? It could appeal to anyone, I feel like.
Yeah, I try to also get... I do think there's a lot of bands that kind of nail the vibe, but maybe don't have songs that are as memorable or hookier. So I try to focus on songs first. And
This is what I would like to see happen for Blackmail House. I think you guys should be on the show Wednesday, and I think that you should be the band performing at prom, and everybody's listening to it and dancing.
I agree. I want to be the new Wednesday
Yep,
dance.
done.
Yeah.
Okay, let's.
But
just
I mean,
make
you
that
know,
happen.
the Cramps are spectacular too. So
Yeah, that's fine.
they deserve it.
But I think you should be next.
I agree.
Okay, so we put that out there, and
Done.
now we wait. Anyway, so getting back to you guys performing, like, you have such amazing energy on stage, and I feel like, you know, you're a chill guy in real life.
Yeah.
But when I see you on stage, you got so much energy, and I'm like, whoa, did Patrick just do a bunch of cocaine? What happened? Like, he's got it going on up there.
I came from, before that, I played in a metal band in Chicago. I had a metal band, and I also played in kind of like an experimental rock band, but I came from the world of chaos and screaming in people's faces and being as chaotic as possible. So that was kind of where I learned how to perform.
Nice.
So when I did a pop band, that's what happens.
Right. That makes
know.
sense. That
Yeah.
makes total sense. And performing with your wife, Alex Windsor, like, do you guys ever have any creative struggles?
Creative struggles.
Do you guys write together too?
Yeah, we have from time to time. Yeah, I think the biggest struggle is just deciding who gets to use the studio tonight.
Really? That's
You know,
so cute.
it's like-
oh my gosh.
I got songs to work on. Oh, but I got this project that I got to get out. I got this deadline. So
Yeah.
that's probably the biggest struggle. But no, I feel very lucky that I get to hear what she's doing from the other room and get to experience that with her.
Yeah, I love that. And do you feel like your relationship is built on a lot of, well, not built on it, but like, do you think it makes it stronger, like you guys working on music and stuff together and sharing that experience?
Yeah, I think we get to learn more about each other.
Yeah.
And it's something that we get to share together. We'll also have kind of our own separate things happening within that. So it's
Yeah.
like a thing that brings us together that isn't just watching Netflix every night or something.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
think that it's really beautiful. I like talking to couples about that who make music together, because it seems to be a theme, because it's like, you know, you can do lots of things together as a couple, but not every couple has that experience of making music together or understanding each other in that capacity, you know?
Yeah, and having a product at the end of the day of something that we did together is nice.
Yes, I mean, some people have children, some people have songs.
Yeah,
I prefer the songs.
yeah, they're a little less messy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They don't shit. So that's nice.
yeah.
Unless your song is shit.
Oh, very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I didn't really realize that you were from California. So
Yeah, so my dad's from the Valley. It's kind of funny. My dad, basically born and raised in Encino. Actually, he might have been born in North Hollywood.
Whoa.
When my grandparents moved to LA from Ohio,
oh my god.
they
Why
got
did they move here for his dreams?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. My dad was the only. His two sisters were born in the Midwest, and he was born here. He's the only one that was born here. So he grew up in the Valley, and grew up in Encino, and moved around.
But the grandparents moved from Ohio.
Yeah.
So did they move to Ohio for?
I don't know why they
Ohio
moved to LA. Actually,
yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
You said he was a man about town, like singing and acting, right?
He probably was doing it for his my grandpa was acting and stuff. So it could have been for him. I'm not sure.
He may have moved from Ohio to LA to pursue his dream,
Yeah.
just like me.
That's true.
Wow,
yeah,
we're so alike.
It's so he was from Pittsburgh. My grandma was from Ohio.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, so he might have moved from Pittsburgh, but she was from Ohio. He's from Pittsburgh.
I mean, both great places to move out of.
You know, yeah, exactly. But yeah, so he ended up and then my parents actually met out here. My mom, also from the Midwest, from Indiana, eventually ended up in LA, and they met. They had an apartment in the same building, and the story is my dad collected art, and he was like, "Hey, baby, do you want to come see some art?"
Oh, wow,
and
that's
then,
a line.
Then I was born. I think that was pretty much it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you're a product of their appreciation of
Yeah.
art.
My parents will probably correct me after this airs and tell me how it really went, but that's how it is in my head.
Very cute.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. So, Blackmail House. Well, actually, I would love to know about the things that you're working on in terms of production now.
Yeah. I just did this excellent song for an artist named Madeline Rosene.
Oh, she sounds great.
Called Love and Algorithms.
Love it.
That I'm very excited to release.
Yeah, me too.
I'm working on a hair metal song right now for a board game.
What?
Which is kind of interesting.
How can that be?
It's a hair metal themed board game. So I'm doing a song and maybe more for that.
I'm assuming the board game is electronic.
No, it's a board game, and like an actual board game. An old bandmate of mine from Chicago. He now makes board games, and he kind of comes from that hair metal scene. So he made a board game based around it, and we're making some tunes to be like a companion piece for the trailer and stuff.
Oh, for the trailer. That makes sense. Okay, cool. I thought maybe you opened the board game, and then the hair metal song.
That would be pretty
playing.
like a card, like a greeting card.
Yeah, I was hoping it was that.
That'd be sweet. I'll bring it up.
Yeah, please bring it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing right now.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And what about Evil Walks and Leah? Are you doing stuff with them?
So we did a bunch of acoustic stuff for Evil Walks, and then acoustic arrangement for Leah's solo stuff. But because she's doing the solo stuff, the Evil Walk stuff is taking a hiatus while she's doing the solo stuff, which is also wonderful.
Got it.
So I think some of that came out, but there's actually a bunch more that have not been released.
Exciting.
They were cool.
Yeah, That's awesome. And then so Blackmail House, what about new albums? Or you have so you have Resurrectionist, and you have Catacombs.
Yes.
And then you also have several singles.
Yeah.
One which is very worth mentioning, Laissez tomber les filles, that features Madeline Rosene on vocals.
Yep.
You have, I love both albums, by the way. And I only got to finally listen to Resurrectionist today. So
nice.
It was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. I actually didn't even know it existed until today.
Yeah, that was what started. I just did it in my bedroom by myself.
Wow, that's
basically
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I love all the tenor sax on there.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it's alto.
I played alto.
Play
Yeah.
alto.
Yeah.
You do the alto, but there's also tenor sax.
There is also tenor sax.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not crazy.
You're not crazy.
I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, the way you produce horn sections is like incredible to me, and I love the sound every time.
Thank you.
Please check it out. Please check out both albums. Amazing. What do you have next for Blackmail House?
So, haven't announced yet, but we're gonna release a new cover song of Ruby Soho by Rancid.
Oh, neat.
But like if the Monkees did it.
That's so weird. I had a conversation about the Monkees last night.
Monkees are great.
I was singing Monkees songs for like an hour last night.
So Blackmail House used to sometimes we do a cover of I'm a Believer, and then in the middle of it, switched to Ruby Soho.
Oh, neat.
Because they're in the same key
like
and they're in
medley
similar
kind of,
vibes.
yeah.
Basically like a mashup. We
Yeah,
do
yeah.
I'm a Believer straight into the chorus of Ruby Soho.
Incredible.
So this is a full arrangement of Ruby Soho as if it were done like the Monkees or any other 60s pop. So that's
really cool.
Will be out soon, next month or two.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
The Monkees. A lot of people say they were a fake band. What's up with that?
I would say no, they were not a fake band.
I would agree with you.
But they didn't play any of their own stuff at the beginning. They still sang everything.
Yeah,
but the
yeah.
Wrecking Crew recorded all of this stuff. And I guess
Okay.
that was the story, is that some of them showed up and they're like, okay, we're ready to play, because they could play.
Yeah.
And they were like, nah,
Okay.
that's not happening.
Wow.
But later they did.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better.
Yeah. That last record they did with Adam Schlesinger is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that.
my
The songs are
gosh.
great. He was great.
Yeah. You know, the
R.I.P.
best of the Monkees was like one of the first CDs I ever had,
Wow.
which is very odd, I think.
Nice.
But I loved it.
I just saw a clip of I guess Paul McCartney, his like warm up for his own shows is they sing the theme from the Monkees.
That's so cute.
Yeah, that was cute too.
I love that. Favorite Monkey song?
It's probably I'm a Believer, even though which was written by Neil Diamond. So
Oh my God, that's right.
which that's great because he's great. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean
It's a great song.
it's a classic.
Yeah. I mean, did they write any of those songs?
I don't know if they ever did later. Probably never.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe later in the career. I don't know.
Yeah. I should go look up and see who did some of those songs. Because if Neil Diamond's doing one, I'm sure there's a bunch of other people worth noting.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. Monkeys tangent.
Yep.
Cool. So, your wife, sorry, not to bring it back to Alex all the time, but
It's fine. I love talking about her.
oh, good. That's good. She was on tour for a really long time this year.
Yeah, months on end. Yeah.
Did you miss her?
I did very much. It was quite lonely in the house, but
Yeah.
we got a dog, and she kept me very good company.
That's good. I feel like I like these kind of musician stories where it's like, you know, one of you's on the road, the other one's on the road, you know, how do you make it work? And it's so heartwarming for me because I love you guys both so much, and I want to see you guys succeed like this, and it just made me so happy to see this. And you know, you guys keep doing your art together. I love it. And obviously Alex had also a pretty rough year, like losing her mom and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that was the year before, but just seeing her become what she's become, and she's like this, in my mind she is a sensation now, and just I don't know, it must make you really happy too.
Yeah, I get to. I mean, it's never been a better time to have a somebody out on the road for a long time, because we can FaceTime, we can talk all day long. So, you know, I think about in the past when, you know, people used to just go on a tour bus, and then I don't know, maybe in a few weeks you might get a call, and hopefully you're home at the time in which they call. So it's like, it's never been better. So it's great. So I get to experience everything that she does on a daily basis, and it's pretty fantastic to get to see.
Yeah.
She deserves every bit of success that she has.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like you come to each other for like advice? And because you know, you've obviously been performing forever, she's been performing for like a really long time, like, and you're both incredible musicians. Like, do you share knowledge and feed off of that with each other?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely ask each other what we think of things. Like, here's a song I'm working on, what do you think of this? Tell me, is it cool, or am I old and irrelevant or something? You know, so that is quite the advantage. So that's good. I definitely feel like we're always open to ask questions. I also try to be aware of not sticking my nose where it's when not asked, like on there's always boundaries, like asking what we think of each other's things is a wonderful but you also have to know when it's the right time.
Right. Oh, it's such a good point. Yeah. So which one of you is better at music?
We are both equally great.
Wow.
And we have our own skill sets and things that we both do well.
Amazing. Do you ever argue about music theory?
Never.
Because you both just know what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah, we both went to school for it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. So
that must make it like kind of nice because you can talk in that sort of other language too that a lot of people don't understand. Even people that you're working with sometimes who don't understand music theory, right?
Yeah, it's a different conversation, and I think that goes not just with us, but like I've had sessions where one person knows theory really well, one person doesn't at all and doesn't think of it at all.
Yeah.
And one is not better than the other.
Right.
It's ultimately just a way to communicate, and I think that there are advantages and disadvantages of both.
Interesting.
So, being able to communicate with other people who know theory can get things done really quickly in particular situations. Actually, like for example, we just did a new record with Tubring, which was one of my bands from Chicago. So we just put out a new record in October, first one in 7 years. And recording those sessions, there's a couple of us that are total music theory nerds. Rob, who's the producer, principal songwriter and everything, and definitely the most successful out of any of us, is not a music theory nerd. So the way that I might talk to one of the other writers and also arrangers is differently, and sometimes I have to translate between somebody who doesn't know theory or what's going on to somebody who does.
Yeah.
And it all works well because one person's thinking about things maybe emotionally or the feel or describing things in a different way and then it's can be my job to translate that to the horn players or whatever,
That makes sense. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I love talking about that because I know literally no music theory, and Alec is super into it. My husband he's really, really good at it, and it's like self-taught, and I'm super jealous of it, but my brain just doesn't really work like that. Anyway.
I definitely learned one is not better than the other. There are different ways in which we communicate and different ways that people think of things. I think maybe when I was going through school when I was much younger, I maybe looked down on people who didn't know that stuff when I thought I was better. But then as I got older and realized that it doesn't matter. It's just because ultimately what matters is how great is this music that you're making.
Yeah.
And somebody who doesn't know theory at all might be thinking of things from totally different perspective, and it's good to have different perspectives.
Always. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So what do you want to do more of? Are you trying to do more production? Are you trying to do more of your own thing, Blackmail House? What do you want to do more of?
I think music production in general. I used to just play all the time. I mean, I always did music production before, and I haven't been playing as much, especially since I moved to LA.
Yeah.
But I definitely like the creative aspect of making things. And while I like doing it on my own, for my own thing, I'm probably not going to be an artist. So it's nice to work with other people and kind of push myself to new sounds, new ideas.
Yes. Yeah. As a producer, I feel like you always have to kind of adapt and try new things, right?
Yeah.
And you're very good at that.
Thank
you. I think you're an extremely talented producer. I guess what gives you inspiration as a producer, and what gets you excited?
I've always been, this probably sounds silly, but like a music fanatic.
Yeah.
And listening to all different kinds and everything, and that's where probably I get kind of the most inspiration in that sense.
Other than the Monkees?
I listen to a few things other than the Monkees.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also lately it's been like reading about music history and also documentaries and stuff and learning more about what's happened in the past and how they got there. So I guess that's probably where I get most inspiration stuff, is constantly finding either new things or, I mean, honestly, what's more realistic is old things that were unaware to me.
Yes.
Getting into things that, I recently got into Carole King a lot, even though I hadn't really listened to anything, and I got into Tapestry, and even though that record's been around for 50 years,
great
it's
album.
just, finding that kind of new stuff is inspiring.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I mean, there's so much to be had in the past, you know, to draw from. I mean, just picking out instruments and different recordings and finding out what makes them, you know, stand out. Yeah, I love
And
that.
then my wife will tell me what is new and good, and then I'll go, oh, okay,
From
I
TikTok?
should probably listen to something that is past 1979. And
There you go. Yeah, have to have that
so
balance.
she reminds me, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So where can people follow you and follow Blackmail House? And yeah, how can they find you?
Yeah, so on Instagram, P. Windsor Music, or Blackmail House Band.
Nice.
Blackmail House, 3 words.
Perfect.
Or patrickwindsormusic.com.
Follow him. Or get haunted for the rest of your life.
Probably that one,
Yeah, probably that.
whether you follow me or not.
Good luck. Awesome. Thank you for being here with me, Patrick.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's been lovely.
You're lovely.
You know you are.